sitting in the departure lounge like many of you may do if you're flying, and I was checking around to see who else was going to be on this flight with me. And there was sort of the usual cast of characters. There was an elderly couple over here looking over the pictures of the grandchildren. I'm thinking they're going for a visit. And there was a couple of students over here working on the math and the chemistry, and a lot of business people like yourself. You know, they're on the cell phones and on the laptops trying to get that last bit in before they have to shut down and get on the plane. But the most interesting characters in the lounge were 3 little girls. 3 little girls back in the corner of the lounge. Well, actually, that was home base. They didn't actually stay there for long. They were tow-headed blondies, sisters, clearly, and I would say about 7, 5, and 3. All dressed alike, like cowgirls. They had the little blue denim vest and the blue denim skirt. They had the red gingham shirt with the bolo tie. They had the little red vinyl cowboy boots with the fringe around the top. And they had the white straw Stetson hats on the long strings flying out behind them. And they were flying because these girls were like colts on a warm spring day, really. They were up on their toes and they're dancing all over the place and they're checking out this wall and that fence and what's around this corner, and they were not still for a moment. Their poor dad, who was traveling solo with them, had a devil of the time trying to ride herd on these critters. But he did. And our flight was called, and he managed to corral them in the direction of the gate. And as they pranced by me, the reason for their excitement was clear, because I overheard them to say that this was their very first airplane ride. Now, do you remember your first airplane ride? I know I remember mine. It was in a 2-seater airplane with my crazy uncle off the summer follow field on the farm. Nobody thought I was coming down alive, including me. You know, but for the rest of us in that lounge, it was just another day, just another business trip, just another flight. Now, as flights go, it was pretty decent. We were all loaded on, we were off to the end of the runway, and we were up on our way to Cranbrook, little mountain town just over the Rockies into BC. And it was a beautiful, beautiful day for flying. We crossed the foothills and into the Rockies, and it was sunny, lots of sunshine, little wisps of white cloud along the mountaintops in the Rockies. If you look down out of the airplane, you can see those jewel-colored lakes down there, those greens and blues. It was so beautiful. And it was so smooth. It was just like this. It's like we were soaring with the eagles. Until about 20 minutes out of Cranbrook, when we went from to lift, roll, slam! Lift, roll, slam! Holy jeez. What the heck is going on here? This is unbelievable. So rough. Oh, they're praying up here. This is good. Just keep going. Oh, lady, you're getting green. Get the bag. You're going to need the bag, really. Yeah. Oh, they're holding hands over here. I am never going to see my kids again. Prairie girl, bites the dust, Rocky Mountains. See the headlines now, we're going down. I believe how quiet it is up here, except for the slamming, of course. But it's not quiet back there. Row 21, D, E, F. Can you see them? I'm dying up here, literally having a near-death experience. And these little critters at the back, well, let me demonstrate. Lift, roll, slam, whee! Lift, roll, slam, whee! They're having the time of their life. And after a couple of minutes of this, one of them screams out to her father, who's like hanging on for dear life across the aisle like the rest of us. And she goes, "Hey, Daddy, you told us this was going to be fun, but you never said it was going to be this much fun!" Well, personally, up here in 7C, I'm not having this much fun. But I am thinking differently as a result of what they're doing. And I'm thinking, oh, how can it be that up here I'm absorbed in potential disaster, while back there they're finding the delight? It's ignorance, of course, really. in the best possible sense of that word. They didn't know any better. They didn't know how a flight was supposed to go. And I'm sure, when we got down, and I'm going, thank you, Lord, and telling the story of the flight, it's like a near-death experience, but I'm sure that their version is of the best roller coaster ride they ever had, right? Now, what they did for me that day is help me get unstuck. They helped me shift my thinking. They really reset my mindset. And what I've discovered time and time again is that it doesn't seem to matter how disastrous the circumstances, it usually has somewhere in it, if we can find it, a seed of delight, or a slightly different way of looking at things. And that's the challenge for us, is to see these things just a little bit differently. In terms of what we're talking about today, I think what we need to see is that permission to pause as an investment, not a reward. An investment in being able to continue, not a reward for being caught up. Because, as you know, we will never be done again.